I'm Earl Stewart. I welcome you to Earl Stewart on Cars Mystery Shopping Report. Mystery shop of I-95 Nissan. Now, I-95 Nissan is a Terry Taylor store. He's the largest privately owned chain of dealerships in the country. Terry Taylor is not public. He owns them all privately. And this is the one he owns in the West Palm Beach area. Speaking in the first person is if I were Agent Lightning. I arrived mid-afternoon amidst heavy rain. As I walked through the front door, I fumbled with my golf umbrella, was greeted from across the showroom floor by a young salesman who hollered, "Do you have an appointment with anyone today?" I looked around to see who he was talking to. He put his hand up, motioned for us to come over to where he was sitting. Well, I would call that being a little cocky, but maybe that's just me. He continued to sit behind the desk, introduced himself as Orlando, asking if I'd ever been in before. I replied, a while back, I believe. He asked for my phone number, pulled me up in the system, and then he asked, what brought me in today? I said, funny story, my husband and I recently rented an SUV to drive to Georgia. We were supposed to get a Ford Explorer, but it ended up with an Armada instead. He laughed and said that he doesn't get many requests for Armadas because when people are looking to spend upwards of $60,000 or $70,000 on a vehicle, they usually go for Yukons, Escalades, etc., and end up skipping over Nissan Armadas. Yes, that Nissan doesn't get nearly as much credit as it deserves. He went on to tell me that honestly, he personally can't afford one. He's only ever sold one since he worked there. I told him we honestly fell in love with the Armada, couldn't believe how great it handled on our trip. He said he has a few in stock and would pull one up under the cover so we could go look at it. I'm surprised he would have several of anything in stock, but inventories are building dramatically. Once outside, he went over all the features of the 2022 Armada, which included a split row with TVs on the back of the headrest. The MSRP was $70,465, and there was an addendum label. The addendum increased the price to $80,350 and included, I hadn't read this, $4,995
That's a quote, by the way.
for supply chain hardship.
Hardship.
You can't make this stuff up.
You're supposed to feel really bad for the hardship that dealer is going
Supply chain,
through.
I love it. $5,000 for supply chain hardship, and $39.95 for things like lifetime nitrofill and lifetime
That's
car wash.
$3,995 in case you weren't clear.
$3,995, yeah. Unbelievable. This guy is worse than Napleton. He went on to say this is the highest trim level, and to be honest with me, many salespeople try to sell it with a market adjustment. But he would work hard for me today to get it closer to the MSRP. So he's starting to waffle already. He has a few in stock. Okay. I asked him what kind of warranty it has. He said their vehicles all come with 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty, but then they cover the powertrain for as long as you own it. I didn't know that.
I didn't know
Is that true? Is that accurate?
I don't know if that's a dealership thing
Nissan?
or
Yeah.
a Nissan thing. I don't think it's a Nissan.
Powertrain
Is usually a
warranties
5-year, a little
are
bit
worthless, but we could Google that, I guess, and figure it out. But
Yeah.
lifetime powertrain warranty on Nissan, maybe.
I'll look it up.
We went on a drive. I asked him what the next model down was. Is different from this one and what the price difference is. Orlando replied, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't sell many of these, but when we get back, I can print out the specs and you can compare them. I asked if he had any there. He replied that he didn't, so I said, never mind. We're looking to buy sooner rather than wait. Back inside, we walked over to his desk. He asked if I was planning or buying or leasing, to which I replied, buying. He then asked how my credit is. I said, great. He asked me how much I'd be putting down. These are all standard operating procedure qualifying questions. And mentioned that I mentioned that I saw online that they have some 0% annual percentage rate specials. He said yes on certain vehicles, but to be honest with you, he didn't know if this one qualifies. He continued, I'm not going to lie to you. Personally, I couldn't afford the payment on that, but more power to you if you can. He then said he'll be back shortly with a price sheet for me. You know, anybody that repeatedly says, I'm not going to lie to you, is probably lying to you. That's my take on that. As I promised, a few minutes later, he returned with a worksheet. The top line was MSRP, $70,465. Then he took off, bam, right off, $44.75 discount before adding $39.95
For the
for the lifetime value program. Off goes the discount, pretty much. And then he's got $287 in taxable fees, a $9.95 dock fee, $8.95 for permaplate, rust and dust, we used to call it the old days, fabric protection and sealant, paint sealant, and all that nonsense. The actual price was $72,166, which is only $1,701 over MSRP. After going over the pricing with me, he said he was proud that he was able to discount it to what it showed online, $65,590, and he didn't.
I mean, the price wasn't. He was trying to say, look, it's the online price, but it's not after you add all the stuff in.
Yeah.
It's $7,000 higher than the online
But he's
price.
not going to lie to you.
No.
Wait a minute. He's not going to lie to you.
Oh, by the way, Nissan does not have a lifetime power wash.
And another lie. So
Yeah.
here we go. But then he went on to say that the next $3,990, he could likely get from me at half off. He also indicated that the permaplate could come off too. Bam, $895 gone. Okay. He said it's optional, but if you don't include it, you won't have the lifetime coverage. I said, oh, I thought that was part of buying from the dealership. He said, no, the $39.95 covers everything in this brochure for a minimal $100 copay deductible. He handed me a brochure promoting the lifetime value package. Okay, I'm getting dizzy.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing. This is he's outdoing Napleton, this whole thing, and this I-95 Nissan is absolutely amazing. And a lot of the dealers, as the inventory is built, are taking off their addendums, taking off their permaplate and the rest of it. But I believe what's going to happen is I-95 Nissan and certain other dealers are going to leave these huge markups on because every now and then a sucker comes in and they don't know that car dealers are evil and they actually buy a car. I mean, we know of people before the pandemic issue that were paying $10,000 over a sticker to dealerships because they asked for it. And people don't understand that dealers are crooked. And if you don't, you're going to get hosed. And this is the way I-95 Nissan is conducting business. Orlando then asked me how soon I plan on making a decision. I said, hopefully within the next day or two. He then stood up, shook my hand, thanked me for coming in today. He handed me his business card and said to call him anytime. He said he's almost certain he can get me the unlimited miles warranty for half off and looks forward to seeing me soon. But there you have it. And we can start taking the votes in, and we need to count the votes.
I'm going to give him a D minus.
For me, I'm a D just for their antics.
Nancy, I think you're up.
F. Recovering car dealer? What do you say?
I'm going to give him the F. Maybe I'm just in a bad mood, but I usually am a high scorer in here. But and I also watched this dealer on television doing his commercials, and it rubs me the wrong way too. So I'm probably letting emotion get to me, but I'm human, right? So my foot hurts, and I give him an F. Hi, this is Earl Stewart. Thank you for watching this video. If you would like to be notified of new videos that we post to our YouTube channel, simply click on the subscribe button and the bell icon in the lower right-hand side of the screen.